Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on these charts, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation while I try to fix my camera to do anything. Always make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. That looks better. There we go. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts, and the partnership and affiliate disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important for me to note that, for you to do your own research and make your own damn decisions. Chat, how we doing this morning, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. What is up, guys? Digital Nukes, let's get the good mornings in. Dwayne, Chris, Afters, 30MD30, what's up? Ivan, what's up? Enzo, Vincent, Shane, A. Morse Fit, what's up, guys? What's up, Sloth on Kick? What's happening, team? How we doing, team RDF? How we feeling today? Guys, good morning, Cali fan. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good morning, chat. Smash the like button, smash subscribe. Maybe we get some giveaways rolling later today. I don't know. We didn't do one yesterday. Maybe nobody asked me about the giveaways 47,000 times. We throw a little light goal up there. We run a giveaway in a little bit. Guys, market is off all over the place today. All over the place from session changeover. This is one of the nastiest... Fix something else. This is one of the nastiest scam wicks I've seen in a while. Like, this is one of the nastiest moves I've seen on NQ in a minute. This right here. Here's session changeover. What in God's good name is 1,000-point wick to the downside and immediately come back up? Like, what is this, guys? Well, I'm genuinely asking, like, what is this? No, in all seriousness, market's just a continual volatility, news-driven, headline-driven machine. It's all over the map. We continue to have a lot of updates coming in today. I got a feeling we might move today, guys. I got a feeling we might seriously move today on the headlines that are continuing to break. I'll just show you guys news squawk real quick. If you want in on the latest news, I'm actually going to turn this on for a second. If you want in on the fastest source for breaking news, scheduled news, data releases, Trump posts, Truth Social, Twitter posts, everything that's moving the market these days, almost everything. News Squawk. News Squawk is it. I'm partnered and affiliated with these guys, but this is really what's been, what's been keeping me up to date here. As you can see, we got some breaking. I'm not allowed to stream this for that long. I'm going to just show you guys it real quick. I'm going to throw the link in the chat. But this is, what I'll be listening to and keeping you guys updated on the side. If you want to check it out, link is about to be in the chat. Why does this link always come up messed up? You can try it for 20 bucks. It is a paid service, obviously. Good stuff ain't cheap. Cheap stuff ain't good. This is the good stuff, and it ain't cheap. But you can try it out for $19.99. Here's some of the stuff, obviously, that was coming in, about 15 minutes ago, 9:15. They're talking pretty crazy about the Strait, about Iran. Essentially, earlier on, Trump was saying that he's ordered them to sweep the Strait, clear it out, right? Here you go. Navy shoot and kill any boat, all of them, 159 of them, this and that. Remember, guys, I'm not here to talk politics. I don't care to talk politics at all. I'm talking about what is impacting the market. Please save any political comments or opinions, for other Discords and other live streams. This is about trading. Pretty insane so far what we've seen volatility-wise from session changeover into this morning. So again, Truth Social posts impacting that. Just comments out of the U.S. Administration. Here we go. More Truth Social posts right now. Listen to the squawk. Stop this for now. So, yeah, I'll continue to watch this on the side, guys. If you want to check it out, you can for a full week for 20 bucks. So you don't have to try to wait for me. It's helpful. It's helpful during these times. I mean, as helpful as anything can be with the insanity that we've got going on. Now, let's talk markets. Let's talk markets, guys. Good morning, good morning. Vincent, what's up? Top dog, Maritime Trades, ADL King. Never thought I'd say it. Bring back Biden markets. Man, we can't catch a break. This price action, yeah, it's insane. Price action is absolutely insane. So let's talk about this, guys. First and foremost, we got about 2 minutes to NYSE open. Structure and accept your risk. There's a real good chance that this market is all over the place. And, you know, the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to trade my prop accounts. I wouldn't be touching a live account coming into this open, man. It's just so all over the map. You know, I'm gonna structure my risk by saying I'm comfortable being just immediately taken out of a, you know, losing prop accounts because the market's all over the map. But I'm gonna trade it here on YM. We'll see what we can do. But I want to note that there's a real good chance that we just get wicked out all over the place today, because, you know, that's what we've been doing. So, crazy overnight session here in YM. Just taking a look. We've sold off down to the bottom of this range. Absolutely beautiful. Magic levels working like magic here. Support, resistance found. Really, really clean. Very choppy overnight session. After this nasty sell-off, complete recovery. We didn't dip back down as much as we did in NQ. But pretty similar across all of these. Just a really all over the place Asia-London session. Whoa. But coming back to YM, wanted to do this kind of quick because we are getting ready to open up with you guys here. Looking for that mean reversion trade. That's what I'm going to be looking at, guys. Here's our mean, at least, you know, kind of bottom end of this. I would prefer a long from down here. If we're going to break out of this big range that we're starting to form multi-day, the entire week of trading, if we're starting to break and close down below, I think here's where we're headed. If I take it from the middle back down to this mean, it's not as good because I'm trading from the middle of this big zone, right? But I will still take a short. Maybe up here near yesterday's volume point of control, current volume point of control, kind of the middle ground, right, of this range, right? If I'm using a measurement tool here, take a look at the 50% line in here, right? Here's the top of this week's range. Here's towards the bottom of this week's range. Yep, here's the bottom of this week's range, actually. This is perfect. Wouldn't mind a short back down towards the, you know, mean for today, right, for overnight session. But I don't like it as much as the long. Of course, that's what it's going to give me. We're popping to the upside. Again, guys, higher time frame view on this. You know, here's the middle ground of this. But again, if we could continue to just do this, right? I could easily be taken out of this. We could be just drifting higher without, you know, without really getting a breakout or anything like that. But yeah, first trade would be short. Let's say up near, yeah, off of this prior day's volume point of control. Yeah, right in here, right into the 650s. I don't need to draw a line there. We could just see it. Right into the 650s. I'd be looking short, and we might get that. Again, I don't love it because we are in the middle of this just choppy back and forth range here on YM, but that's the first thing that I'd be looking at here, guys. Short into the 650s. I'm going to leave YM on the side here on Bookmap. See if we can't keep the win streak going. Did a little bit of review yesterday. My hit rate on YM is out of control. It's really out of control. It's way higher than it should be. My hit rate on NQ is much lower, but my risk to reward on NQ, just on average, is much higher. Kind of how it goes. Just wanted to see if we came right through those 600s, but take a look at what NQ's doing. NQ turned to the downside. ES pushing up, albeit just overall very choppy here. Very choppy in ES as well. Our weekly range just back and forth here. We did not continue this drive higher from prior week at all. We've stalled out up here. NQ looking the strongest out of all of them, right? You know, stalled out for a bit, and then we cracked really aggressively. Still trying to push highs here. But so far, going to sit patient on this one. Nothing insane. Let's see if we can get the 650s. We cracked pre-market highs here. We're coming right back in. If we come right back down to VWAP, not going to be as great. You know, this is the mean reversion play right here. You know, not my mean reversion play, just too aggressive. You know, I don't want it right off of this level here. But, you know, here would be an initial pop to the upside and then reversion to, you know, the middle ground, right? A reversal style trade. So if we do that, I don't know that I love us coming back up to the 650s and then shorten it back down. We could do business down here and then go into price exploration mode to the upside. So market's moving quick though. First trade idea still somewhat valid, but quickly being invalidated. Again, I went no trade yesterday, which is fine as far as the live session goes. If the market's not going to do anything for me, I'm not going to take dumbass trades, or I'm going to try not to. If the market's not going to set up for me, I'm going to try not to do anything stupid. A lot of trading, in fact, most of trading, guys, most of trading is surviving. And if you are not a swing trader, right? If you're not a position trader, a swing trader, most of trading is not having risk on. Most of trading is sitting patiently and waiting to pull the trigger. So try to survive. Try to patiently wait for your opportunity to come. Hammer it when it does, and know when to go foot off the gas. Yeah, if we get the longs down here, I'm going to take it, guys. I'm definitely going to take it. If we come down, even after this crack up, I don't like it as much also, right? I like to take the initial pop in either direction. But if we come back down towards these 150s, we go to challenge these lows. I'm going to look long on this for sure. I think that presents a really clean way to structure risk. I think decent opportunity to get short if we come outside of this as well. If you wanted to, you know, if you were short bias, you said tops in, we're getting ready to head lower. I think we're either going to find buyers down here and come right back up to this area or crack lower, right? So simple level to level, area of interest to area of interest, right? You can call random boxes on your chart, whatever you decide to call them. Order blocks, supply and demand, support and resistance. You can call imbalances, fair value gaps, IFVGs if you want. You could give whatever ridiculous names to things you want. Try to keep it simple with you guys. Let's see, chat. I'm feeling good this morning, man. Market's moving. I really haven't been pulling just to talk trading. Let's just go back for those of you guys that are new, for maybe some people that have been on, just a little bit of review. I've been scalping like an absolute maniac on the sim accounts on NQ. I've put some bigger risk trades on that have gotten me to some nice payouts. That's been going well. As far as live account trading, as far as really putting anything too crazy on, I haven't done so. Last week, I was pretty disappointed in my lack of performance doing that. The prior week, I had some really, really nice stuff on NQ. Really, really big trades. My largest single trade and day of profit in any one singular prop firm account was 2 weeks ago. In this, I just haven't seen anything beautiful where I've woken up and went, you know, where I've gotten through session changeover. I do check the charts in the evening. I do like to kind of do a review, get a feel for what's going on in the news, right? What we might expect to see overnight, see if I want to structure a trade to swing overnight. I've done that a lot in the past. I'm coming back to doing that a lot more. I really haven't seen too much out of this that has garnished, you know, a desire to do that. Maybe if I had been super duper paying attention, I could have caught something like that, but that's really not the setup. So it's been pretty mild of a week for me. You know, outside of sim accounts, just continuing to rack up some payouts. Hasn't been too crazy. Hasn't been too crazy. Let me get my Let me get my vitamin water. And this stream is sponsored by Vita Coco. No, I'm just kidding. Use code RDF on vitamin water. All right, guys. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? Chat. What's up? Good morning, Zach and everybody. What's up, Zach? Love your trading strategies. Don't have real funds in my account. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. You probably shouldn't have real funds in your account unless you are gaining some consistency. And if you don't have money to have real funds in your account, then wait until you're in a position to do so. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Market is enticing us to go short and eventually pop. That has been happening for the past couple days. Yeah, man. Dips have been getting bought up. Dips have really been getting bought up here, guys. So I don't love the short side. Like I said, I will take it if I have to. I hate that we came back to VWAP on this one, right? Looks like buys off of VWAP just continue to be the play, and I'm just, it's just not my play overall. But I'll take the short from in here, right? I'll take the short from this middle ground because I think we're likely either to find sellers off of this area or potentially push higher, right? It's not a bad way to structure risk, but I'd need it in here with a stop loss like way up to the top of this zone. But I really don't like it. I don't like it as much, right? You know, let's talk about why. We have started to form, as you can see, after a very directional move to the upside last week, we've started to form a really clean range, right? Let's get the little drawing tool out. Let's get the brush tool. Here would be the top end of the range, right? And here would be the bottom end of the range. Very simple. Here's the, you know, weekly low, right? And here's this week's high. And here's the price action back and forth that's just continued to drift within this so far, right? I think until we really make a case to get the heck out of here, we do that. Market likes to stay inside of its range until it breaks. And then once it starts to break and run, it really likes to break and run, right? It really likes to go. YM, I find to be more back and forth and choppy than the others, less directional, which is why I trade it the way that I do to a degree. The middle of this is not as appetizing, right? The middle of this range is not as appetizing to me to work within. I'd like the longs off the bottom. Would really like the longs off the bottom. I'm interested to see what we get here today, though. We are pushing daily high, pushing pre-market high, after a crazy wick chop and some back and forth news here. Curious to see what we get from here. I'm gonna say shorts in play. Let me give you guys a level here. Yeah, man. I'm gonna say shorts in play 650s. I'd take it all the way up here with a stop outside. I'd say shorts in play 650s on this. 49,650s for me personally. Remember, I'm an idiot from YouTube. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. These aren't signals. If you're here to copy trades and take signals, you're only going to lose money. If you're here to copy trades, if you're here to take trades from anybody on YouTube or Kick or X or any streaming platform, you will 110% lose money. That's the fact. I know a lot of you guys, plan to do that, but I can tell you that road only leads to losing money. You'll never be quick enough. You'll never be fast enough. Even if you are fast enough, you'll never be able to trade the same way. You'll never be able to manage the trades the same because they're not your trades. You can't possibly have confidence in something if it's not yours. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that here. Don't do that anywhere else. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. Kind of feel like we're waiting for the next... waiting for the next headline, guys. And here's what I'm going to look at. on this bad boy. Probably going to run a full risk trade. I'll probably make this a $2,000 trade. We'll put some nice risk on. Arbitrary take profit. My 200 point, rough 200 point average stop loss should be working pretty well in this volatility. As you can see, you know, YM is a little bit more consistent, especially in the 15-minute for volatility. This is an ATR down here. Not that I really pay attention to the average true range. I just like to measure things out. It varies, right? This is a day where we had quite a bit more volatility. It varies, right? I'll definitely say that. But I can work pretty smoothly with a, you know, with my max 200 point stop loss that I started to get used to trading a mini on the live account. I have noticed in my review something else, something really interesting that I haven't been paying too much attention to in the past. Notice something else in my review, my continued review. I don't necessarily need as wide of a stop loss as I run. I haven't come to terms with how I want to adjust on this one. I can never hold my trades long enough. My trades just run, and I hold them for a while. I diamond hand stuff on the 15-minute. I could just hold them for forever. The data just screams at me to hold them as long as you possibly can. You probably can't hold them long enough. You know, the longer you hold, the lower win rate you're going to have, the higher risk to reward. If you can handle that, your P&L is going to thank you. On the stop loss size, though, right? All of this is important to review. Journal your trades. Go back. Look at what happened. Over the last 20 trades, 30 trades, 40 trades. Could you have done something slightly different, you know, that would have helped you? 945. We got Global Services PMI coming in. Is it Flash PMI? Composite PMI. Got some numbers coming in right now, guys. But just to give you guys a little bit of, you know, just kind of like how you improve as a trader, or how I attempt to improve as a trader. Going back and reviewing my trades. Where do I put them on? What happens after I put them on? My entries are usually really good. Really, really good. But looking at a lot of them, there's a case to be made to not run as wide of a stop. I like to run a wide stop. I don't believe I have the best entries in the world. I don't have that thesis where I'm going to sell and the market's immediately going to turn around. The way that I enter is not with a lot of confirmation. It's very aggressive. It's counter to price. But in my review, right, just objectively, looking at my trades, a lot of the trades that work out pretty quickly. They start to turn, they move in my direction, right? Stop loss to break even really doesn't help me as we start to crack to the upside here. The trades that don't work out, they really don't work out, right? They go way against me. They run. It's not that common that I have trades that move, let's say 75, 80% of the way, 3/4 of the way and further to my stop loss that come all the way back through to be a take profit. Now it does happen. I've had trades that have gotten all the way close to my stop loss and then came all the way back through. I've had them live with you guys, but they're infrequent. They're infrequent. And my data is starting to point something out to me that you might be better off running a tighter stop loss, a slightly tighter stop loss. Now, again, in general, what will that do? I will have more trades. Eventually, I'll have more trades over a large sample size that do stop me out that could have been winners. But I will also have trades that I stop myself out halfway, maybe let's say, or 60% to a stop loss and save myself, you know, that other half of the stop loss. And they wouldn't have been winners. They would have just continued moving against me. So it's something that I'm going to need to do significantly more review on. Market conditions change, right? I adjust. I'm discretionary. All of these things make it difficult to say, okay, here's the perfect stop loss size, or always cut your stop loss in half. It's just not that simple. But I am noticing that a bit. And maybe that's just due to, as of recent, I'm having badass entries where I damn near top tick or bottom tick the day. You know, like I've had this week with you guys and last week. It won't always be like that. And I don't want to tighten up too much, but there's definitely a case to be made to run a slightly tighter stop loss where I don't need to let the market move that far against me to tell me that I'm wrong, because if it moves that far against me, more often than not, slightly more often than not, it's continuing to move against me. All right. So this is how you improve, though, as a trader. And not me, not my approach, not my style. I'm talking about just in general. Review what the hell you're doing, and then try to make small adjustments, in favor of that, right? As we continue to watch this market move to push to the upside here. Small changes, though. Once you grab onto consistency, small changes. You don't want to say, you know what? Everything out the window. I'm going to go from a 200-point stop loss to a 20-point stop loss. I'm going to top tick and bottom tick the market because that's what I did in the last 2 trades. No. Maybe you try to do some math and you look at your last, 30, 40 trades and, can I adjust to this? Is the market screaming at me to do something? The answer is usually yes. All right, the answer is usually yes. Looking for shorts on YM, cracked below yesterday's low to overnight low. Cool. What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys being here with me. But if there's any sauce to trading, here's the general mantra I try to repeat. And I've taken this from others, right? Because I've learned from others. I don't have proprietary, anything really, right? I didn't invent any of the stuff that I do. I make it my own, but I think most traders try to claim that, and it's just not the way that it works. I think you should keep your stuff simple. I think you should try to keep your trading as simple as it possibly can be. Making it complex, complicated, difficult to understand, it doesn't help you, right? Just because something is very simple doesn't mean it's easy, okay? You can make trading incredibly simple. Doesn't mean that it's easy. Try to keep your stuff simple. Try to focus on controlling your risk. How are you structuring your risk? What is your average win rate, risk to reward? How many trades are you putting on per day? What does that mean for your position sizing, right? Really focus on that. And then focus on the way that you're thinking about trading. Mindset and psychology. Your relationship with risk, your relationship with losing, all of the things that we have horrible relationships coming into as normal humans, all of our risk aversion, all of our protective emotions and thoughts and feelings, they hurt us in trading. Oof, nasty volatility. And then, what I'm talking about here, right? Once you start to hammer out some stuff, you got something simple, you got something that's starting to work, you're working with a 1-to-1 risk to reward, you're trying to get past 50% win rate, right? You start to do that. You're holding on to your winners a little bit longer than you're holding on to your losers, right? Maybe you're generating a little bit over a 1-to-1 risk to reward on average. All that stuff is great. How do you improve? Track your trades in the most simple way, whatever dumb, simple way you can do it. You want to use TradeZella? Awesome. Send it on TradeZella. You want to screenshot stuff and put it in your phone like I did for a long period of time coming up. Screenshot the chart, write why you did what you did, how it worked out, the risk that you had on, how much money you made or lost, and then go back and look at that. Great. And then adjust from there. Ever so slightly. You look at your last 20 trades, there's going to be at least one thing that you're doing really good and one thing that you're doing really poorly. Try to do more of the thing that you're doing well and much less of the thing that you're doing poorly, right? Here's some common ones. I close my trade out and it continues to move in my direction. I need to hold my trades longer. I have losing trades where I hold them all the way to a super wide stop loss. I have losing trades where I add in. I have losing trades where I remove the stop loss. After I take a loss, I tend to take more losses. On days where I take a win, I just take win and I wrap it up, right? These are all really important things that you have to take note of and then adjust, right? And make changes to. That's the sauce. That's how you improve as a trader, right? So, build the discipline, build the understanding of what we're doing here, and then do the hard work. It doesn't happen randomly. You don't get good at anything just randomly, right? If you hop on the market and you just YOLO stuff random back and forth, you'll probably pass some accounts. You'll take some payouts. You'll never gain consistency, right? You'll never really work towards being able to create a positive expectancy, especially if you're discretionary. It's very difficult to track and really understand what the heck you're doing, even more so. So anyway, some stuff to think about today. Let's see. Watching this market, really not doing too much. Trying to give you guys some sauce, some thoughts today. NQ looking strong. ES cracking highs as well. Coming up to the top end of this zone. YM laggard. Laggard here. Yeah, this just might not give me anything, man. Might not give me anything here, guys. At least just yet. Waiting patiently for my setup to come. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mike, what's up? Duman, what's up? Guys Battle, what's up? Hey, Zach, hope you're doing well. Doing well today, man. I'm doing well every day. NQ looks like it's about to break higher, high, or retreat into the mids. One of those, right? Probably going to do one of those. Sorry, guys. I answered a couple messages. Sorry, guys. Got to answer one message here. Chat, how we feeling, man? Doing well, have a cold. Yeah, I feel that, man. Sorry to hear you got some of you guys aren't feeling well. That's part of it, man. Caught a solid long scalp. Nice. I def locked out too early on NQ. No, nothing. You never lock out too early. Never lock out too early. Yesterday was a disaster. I feel that. I can feel the markets. I can't feel the market at all today. Confused. Oh, okay, so that's a great comment. All right, great comment. 30 MD, you're on here all the time. As a discretionary trader, right? Even as a very, very systematic mechanical style trader, if you're, somewhat discretionary manual with your entries, if you notice you cannot get a feel for the market, the market is not doing anything that you expect. You start to mark your structure out, whatever tools you use, it's just not cooperating. It's really good. That's a really good indication to take risk off the line. Really good indication. Now, the market is very random on the short term. So this is within reason, within balance. We're going to have to put our trades on sometimes that are the hard trade, right? Dr. David Paul used to talk about that. You're not always going to have a great read and a great feel. The market's going to do exactly what you want it to do. But if you're looking at price action market structure, maybe over a day or the course of, multiple days, or maybe you're scalping and you're watching it for the last 30 minutes and you're like, dude, this is all over the place. I have continued to be proven wrong on everything that I'm looking at. That's a really good indication that one of two things or a combination of both. The market is not agreeing with you, because the market can just do whatever it wants to do. The market's just all over the place, or you're just not reading the market well. The market's, maybe in line with your system, but you're not executing well. You don't have a good feel for the market today. You're out of the pocket for whatever combination of reasons, right? You're tired, you're sick, you're just not seeing things clearly, your mind's in another place. When either one or combination of both of those happen, take your foot off the gas. Just lock the accounts up, step off. It's unlikely that the trade that you put on, all of a sudden, you get it right after not getting it right for so long, right? That can be seen in trading results. Most traders, what their results look like, when they win, right? And maybe it's scalping is easier to see this. Once they start winning, they win repeatedly, right? Once they start losing, they lose repeatedly. They don't usually just all of a sudden turn it around. There's very few traders that are the dig themselves out of a hole style for the day or just over the course of a week. And that's, I think, a reflection of you're not reading the market well. You can't get a feel for what's going on. You're not executing well. The market's shifted. It's dynamic, right? Something's going on. We got headlines that are moving this thing all over, and in an even more uncertain, inconsistent way than it has, if that's even possible. So, take your foot off the gas, right? There's two schools of thought as we come into the 10 a.m. time frame here. There's two schools of thought. A lot of traders will preach, and I'll tell you where I stand. A lot of traders will preach, put the exact same risk per trade on every single trade and trade the exact same way every single day through changing market conditions. Don't change anything. And, that's the way that they are. They're mechanical with risk management, right? There's going to be a double-edged sword for both of these. Other traders will say, risk is dynamic. Be dynamic with risk. When you are executing well, when you have a good feel for the market, when you feel you have a higher probability of one thing happening over another because of all the tools you use or however you want to get to that decision, put more risk on. When you are not executing well, right? Put less risk on. Maybe it's not on a trade by trade basis, but maybe it's over the course of a week. Maybe it's over the course of a month. Maybe it's relative to, your average equity curve, right? What are you looking at? I fall more into that second camp. I will say it's harder. It's more difficult to do. You will be wrong, right? Because now you're opening yourself up to put risk on at the wrong times and to reduce risk at the wrong times. But I do feel that risk is not a static, completely static piece to the equation. And what I've seen out of the best traders, right? All of the historians who have made history with trading, one of their greatest assets, one of the things that they do very differently than everybody else, is they put more risk on when they have a lot of conviction in an idea, when the market's agreeing with them, when they're executing well, whatever combination they come to put more risk on, when they feel they have asymmetric, return possibility, they press it. They press those winners. And when they're not doing well, they go risk off. They completely take risk off the table. So what I'll say, double-edged sword here is, it's not easy to do that. It's harder. You're adding another layer. You're adding more room for error, right? As a beginner, I do think you're better suited to keep things as consistent and controlled as you possibly can, less room for variance, and have a very, very, very consistent and clear-cut way to structure risk on every single trade and every single day. As you get more advanced, I do think you could be more dynamic and discretionary in that arena. I still believe you have to be consistent. You have to accept and structure your risk every single day and every single trade. And you should know, as you're getting into the trade, what your risk is for that trade. Accept what that means if you have to take that loss. What does that mean for the day, right? What's your personal daily loss limit, personal daily profit target if you have one of those? And understand what that means for the account that you're trading, right? Doesn't mean just run trades with no stop loss when you're feeling like you're doing well, right? We're not going to the extreme there. But important to think about as a trader, really important to think about as a trader. Until you grab consistency, until you really start to turn the page from, consistently losing money into starting to make more money, I don't think you should be all over the place with risk at all. But I will say, as you get more advanced and as you watch traders that, do well, that is a skill set that they have. It's not to say that they are not wrong sometimes, often, which they will be. and miss great opportunities by putting lower risk on, reducing position sizes, and sometimes take on outsized losses because they put more risk on in the wrong situations. But what we saw, what I saw out of a lot of traders over the last 2 weeks, a lot of the big guys, I'm not just talking about, a couple guys on social media, right, on X, but a lot of the, the bigger traders that I watch, and how we saw outsized P&Ls is 2 reasons. One, this is just presenting an insane, asymmetric risk to reward opportunity that is not common in markets when we start to chop, but they put more risk on, right? As we are starting to get the movement, the conditions are aligning for them, they hammer it, right? They hammer it really hard. So I think that's something to think about as you progress as a trader. As a beginner, fixed percent for your account per trade, per day, right? That's what makes sense. You haven't earned the right to do that yet. As you get more advanced, you want to look to press your winners, right? When to step on the gas pedal is a lot of different ways to talk about it. And then when to take your foot completely off the gas pedal and wait and completely de-risk. Don't trade at all. Trade super small. So something to think about. Something that I'm looking to improve in my own arena as well. Market. Holding VWAP here, continuing to drive higher. I'm really not loving this structure, guys. I got to be honest here. Kind of frustrating. I went no trade on the live session yesterday. I would love to get a trade on today. I need to get some trades on for these accounts. I don't love to just take scalpy trades on NQ and flip my accounts for $100, $200 days, whatever the minimum trading day is. But man, like we're talking about here, if we don't have the really great setup, I'm going to put low risk on or no risk on. We can take something really small if we want. My only thought here is the shorts in play around the 650s. Yeah, man. But we're making the case to now take our sweet ass time to get there, right? Holding VWAP, continuing to test. Sellers can't take it lower. Now we're gonna trend higher. I don't like this as much. Market. NQ doing the same, somewhat back down to VWAP and now holding. I think we could be in for a choppy day here, guys. Yesterday was pretty ugly to start the day off. But we stay patient. Staying patient. Let's see, chat. Let's see. How we doing, guys? Good day, Zach. Curtis, what's up? Traveler, what's up? All-time high plus tweets. Gonna get a lot of random predatory BS now for a while. Watching you trade live has helped me a ton, Zach. Greatly appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that, man. That's awesome. Something interesting for anyone using TradeSeat. Practice count is delayed. Make your normal trades and then go practice in the delay. Take the same trade again and leave it alone. You'd be surprised at what you see. I took $400 today to get back to break even. The trade ran for $1,200 in the size I had. Exited from fear. I feel we are better traders than we think. Just our minds pulling us down. It's a good exercise. Alan, what's up? Amor's fit. Really want to short on ES, but just like the markets aren't going to give it. Just seems the markets aren't going to give it to us. Listen, if you have the setup, take it. Caught 100 points on the NQ dump last night. Nice. Nice. You're part of this craziness. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so here's a good point, right, Mike? I don't know that you're bringing this one up exactly, but here's a thought, right? I've heard one thing is really interesting to do. Run a paper trading account on the side. Run a practice account on the side. If you actively manage your trades, if you close them out, if you find that you're doing things that are maybe you're jacking stuff up, soon as you enter a trade, enter the exact same trade with a fixed take profit and fixed stop loss in a practice account. Trade, then don't look at it. Trade the way that you're normally going to trade, right? This is good for beginners. Trade the way that you're normally going to trade in your, whatever account that you're trading, your prop account, your live account, and do that for, as long as you can. And then look at the P&Ls. Compare the P&Ls. Are you helping yourself or are you hurting yourself with your trade management? It's a good exercise. A lot of what traders will find is they're not helping themselves. They're hurting themselves. They are messing up their trades. They have good entries, good invalidations points, good take profit areas, and they're closing early. They're moving stop losses. They're adding in. They're doing all the, the same execution flaws that so many of us unfortunately make. But that could be a good practice, a good exercise to do if you're looking at your trade management. So guys, cracking again to the upside here. NQ holding VWAP a second time, or third or fourth time. Beautiful retest of VWAP here on ES, and then taking right back off. Are we just going to keep drifting higher? Kind of feels like we want to check it out. I'm interested in the shorts here on YM. That's really all I'm gonna have that I can see today. Not really exciting price action here, guys. Not really exciting price action. I think we got a good chance to just rip higher on this or come back down through and chop. I'm tempted on the shorts in here. We're not getting our 650s, at least for now. This structure sucks, guys. I'm sorry to say it. This structure is just not good. It's just not it, man. Not it. Trade for long enough. You know what your setups look like. You know what good structure looks like. You know what bad structure looks like for you personally, not for the market, not for everybody else. You can only speak for yourself. This is probably beautiful for someone else. Shorts are the only thing that I could see. We dip our toes higher here and we come right back down through VWAP. I'm gonna take this now, guys, coming up, but it's not amazing. I'm not gonna wait for the 650s. By the time we get up there, we've already pushed higher. If we're gonna reject, I think we reject up here. Yeah, we'll get a prop account trade on. We'll get a make the case for the chop. Test in prior days, value area low. We got volume point of control up here. We just come around real quick at ES and NQ just one more time to see what these guys are doing. Yeah, we're either gonna run highs or we're gonna get a little reversion, turn this into the choppy day that I'm potentially looking at here. Let's see. I was just waiting to see if we were gonna crack right to yesterday's volume point of control to take it. Yeah, again, guys, talked about higher confidence, lower confidence, liking a trade, not liking a trade. Valid enough. Valid enough to put risk on. I was going to trade 2 minis on this and put a $2,000 risk trade on, but not, you know, not for this one. Not for this one. I'm going to take it right in here, guys. I'm going to get short right in here. Short 1. Again, was getting ready to put a fuller risk trade on. I don't like it as much. If I have to take the L on this one, I'll take it for the $1,000. We're trading some prop accounts fairly aggressively. I'm looking for this mean reversion style trade where we test yesterday's value area high, yesterday's volume point of control, and we sell back off. If I'm wrong, we continue right up to the upside and just continue pushing higher into this range. Again, would have liked the longs for, would have liked the longs from way down here, you know, much more aggressively to the downside. But I'm going to throw this way outside. If you guys know me, you know that I don't run a fixed take profit. I just throw one in here so I can potentially step away from the charts and have a OCO order, which you can only have by entering on TradingView with it in the first place. But that's going to be my trade for now, guys. Short from 49,586. Looking for a reversion back down towards VWAP. Nothing too crazy out of this one. If we go and crack yesterday's high, I'm out. Again, half the risk on one of the accounts that I wanted to put on, just because I don't see it being a really, really clean setup. Not going to wait any longer to take a short. Again, I think if we just push all the way through this level, I'm probably wrong. If we're going to pull back down here, chop, create this back and forth style day, I want to see that happen now. But one thing that's really important, we have a ton of headline risk. Ton of headline risk, guys. We can immediately be on the wrong side of a trade. We can immediately be on the right side of a trade. We are trading in aggressive headline markets. Structure and accept your risk. All right. Whatever that means to you. And again, for me, like I said when I hopped on, trading some prop accounts. Really just keeping risk incredibly low in prop accounts, right? I've been pretty hands-off this week in live accounts. And, you know, that's a reflection of me deciding to put more or less risk on. And the giveaway's going. Traveler, what's up, man? You must be new. You don't have to ask me about giveaways. But since you did ask, here's what we're going to do. I was just going to do one, but if you guys ask me so many times, I'm going to have to set a like goal. Actually, I'm just going to do a giveaway at 100 likes. Make it easy for you guys. Bang. Giveaway at 100 likes. You guys got to run it up now. You guys got to run it up now. That's what we got going. Traveler 8138. Go ahead, smash the like button, and we'll see if we can't catch a W on the stream here in my account. We'll see if we can't get somebody funded and somebody can catch a W from the chat. We got like 50 peeps on here, so you guys got a while to go. I ain't going anywhere. We have had 169 people hop on and off the stream. I got a good feeling that if everybody hit the like button right now, probably get pretty close to hitting 100 likes. But now that we got a trade on, and I'm going to let the market do its thing, I'll be right back, guys. I will be right back. Chatty McChat, chat. How we doing, team? How we feeling today? Let's see what this choppy ass Marcus got for us, man. Let's see what this headline Marcus got for us. Let's see. Let's see if we're gonna be on the right or wrong side of the next Truth Social post. It's ridiculous to joke about that, but that's kind of the thought, man. Let's see. Let's see what the market's got for me today. Sketchy. Yeah, man. Yeah. Again, low risk trade, guys. That's what I got going on today. Low risk, one account, even though I'm mostly trading one account with you guys here. Choppy, back and forth, rangy, headline risk, all over the place, off of the open. Maybe it's just the VWAP bounce plays today for the move back up. I'm going for the continuation of this choppy back and forth mean reversion play back down into this overnight hangout down here in the low end of this big choppy back and forth range that we put in for this week, which would be this. Like I said, do I love trading from the middle of this because we could just chop around? No, right? But I'm going to put my trades on as they come. My trades on as they see fit. But let's see. Let's see. I like it enough to put risk on. Let's see. Thanks for that video on scaling in and out. Been helping a lot. Yeah, nice. Getting into scaling in and out. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with scaling in and out. I'm not as much of a fan of scaling in and out. Just not my cup of tea as much as it used to be. I used to like to add into winners, start small, build positions. Damn, YM's gonna lead a charge today that none of the other ones are. Interesting. But yeah, I think, again, like we were talking about scaling in, scaling out, talking about trade management here. What can be helpful is if you start to do that, run a practice account on the side, throw a full mini on, or whatever your max risk is, look at your stop loss in the same spot, look at a fixed take profit, and then do your scale in and scale out, and decide if you made or lost more money than if you just put one trade on and let the thing run, right? You know, the P&Ls won't lie to you. Again, I think that's like time consuming to do. Better suited for beginners. But if you need help tracking your trades in different ways, right? And you're not going to just track them yourself and go back and review and test different things. That's a way to do it, just as you trade on. You guys talking on Kick, Sloth, and Colby. What's up, guys? Nice. Caught a sheep's head. I don't even know what kind of fish that is, but that sounds dope. Awesome, man. Oh, chat. What is this market, man? What are we trading here, guys? Craziness, man. Crazy. No headlines for a minute here. Nothing to do with the situation in Iran. Last one last one that looked like it kicked the market around was a theft of U.S. AI tech labs intellectual property from China. U.S. White House has accused China of an industrial scale theft. Not too much since the earlier morning comments out of Trump. Yep. Sketchy, man. No reversion off of yesterday's value area low, yesterday's volume point of control, the middle ground of we got some headlines coming in. True Social post from Trump. Wow, crying Chuck Schumer just said the whole this is not even to do with Iran. It has to do with Border Patrol. We don't need to, not really need to worry about that one too much. Yeah, no rejection so far off the middle ground of this range. Looking for a move back towards the low end. Looking for this mean reversion style trade. Again, not super excited by this one, especially after holding VWAP and then pushing the upside. Enough to put some risk on. Half of what I was going to trade off this first one. You know, if that gives an indication of how I'm going to be discretionary with risk management. But let's see. Grinding higher. ES and NQ looking like they're starting to turn. Unfortunately, looked like we had a chance there for ES and NQ to drag YM lower. ES popping back towards the highs on this. Got some liquidity up above, which is not looking super great for this trade idea. Looks like we want to run through that. YM with a lower CVD, but still drifting higher. Yeah. Waiting for the 650s would have paid me today. Let's see what we get from up here. Let's see if that comment that I was making about slightly tighter stop losses would hold true today, right? If I was running a stop loss half the size, like let's take a look at my stop loss sizing. Half the size would be about the 8.6, right? So here's how you could start to kind of decide if you want to adjust, right? Let's say, let's just make it like black. Let's say that would be, you know, that would be if I was running half a stop loss size. Let's see if this would be beneficial today. Here would be 3/4 of the way of a normal stop loss right in here, approximately. You know, questioning whether or not I need as large of a stop loss as I run based on past trade data. That's what we're talking about today. Let's see what this market's got for us today, chat. Come on, Trump, give me the dump the market. Excuse me, guys. Man, I'm gonna need the caffeine corner today. Neo, what's up? Big money just sitting here accumulating, everyone. Yeah. We got 100 points during gold. During London session. Yeah, conflict markets. Gotta love it. Flex, I appreciate your comment. I'm going to get rid of this one. Somebody had recently told me that anything to do with saying that word, I don't know why, or like conflict or anything political is not good. I don't know why. Like YouTube is sketchy about it. But I'm going to try to abide by that. I'm going to try not to curse. I'm trying to be a good Christian boy on here. YouTube algorithm, if you're listening, I love you, man. Please don't block any of my stuff. please push my videos out to everybody. Let's see what we got, guys. Let's see what we got. We got 56 people on here right now and 42 likes. We've had, let's see how many people have come on and off. We've had 200 people on the stream and 42 likes. We got a giveaway coming up, guys. At 100 likes, I don't think you guys want any accounts today. I don't know what's up. You guys don't want any free accounts. It's crazy. Go ahead, smash the like button, run it up, and we will here, I'll throw it in Discord. We'll get everybody on here. Oh. Oh. Does this ever stream slowest grind up, then come crashing down? Maybe. We looked like we wanted to. We looked like we wanted to there. Don't speak too soon. We opened this 15-minute candle with a damn gap up, and now we're pushing higher. I don't love that for my trade, but you know, here we are. Looked like we were getting a really nice rejection. We were getting a really nice rejection there for a minute. But now we're just continuing to grind higher. This is not the rejection that I would like to have seen off of this level, obviously, right? Easy to say as we're pushing higher. But we got ES continuing to grind higher on a growing cumulative volume delta, pushing through levels of liquidity to the upside. Slow grind. Looks like it wants to come out the highs. Go to check the high end of its range. YM back to the middle ground. I don't love the structure that we've gotten so far, but trade's still on. I ain't doing nothing just yet. Invalidation point is the invalidation point. Stops where it needs to be. You know, looking at some potential different stop loss levels today, right? Just kind of how that would potentially play out. Looking at NQ. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna watch ES here. Funny story. Last night I was looking at Globex, walked away, missed that huge dump and pop. Nice. Yes, if you comment some words, they delete your stream or close your stream. Yes. Yep. So we're not gonna say. Yeah, let's just review that, guys. In the chat, I'm not a purist. I hope you guys know that. I'm going to try to abide by everybody's rules. All the platforms and services and awesome, you know, spots that we get to stream for YouTube specifically. We're going to do no cursing, no political comments, no comments of conflict. The W word, for some reason, seems that we're not supposed to say that. I know that's like crazy PC to have to do, but let's try to do that. I'll take it off. My fault. No, it's all good. Where I'm from, we hit the like button before we even watch that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so random, I don't know if you guys care about this stuff. You know, we talk about a million different things on here, so I'll talk about whatever I got going on. I curse in real life, guys. When you meet me, when you come to say what's up in Tampa, when you meet me in, you know, Miami for an in-person event, or maybe in London that I might be going to, I try not to just, you know, curse like a sailor, but I use expressive, strong language sometimes. And my mom tells me that our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ does not appreciate that, and that I should not curse, and it's bad. And she says she likes everything about my stuff except when I curse. I actually filmed a video, and I have to try to find it, but it was my mom the last time she was down visiting, and she goes, "I wouldn't follow you if you cursed." And I went, "Oh man, you wouldn't follow me?" But I decided that I would try to be more of myself, and that involves some cursing. And I noticed right away there is a negative reaction, not from users, but from the platforms, if you curse in your content across everything except for, like, the outlaw land, like Kick. You could do kind of whatever you want on Kick. For better or for worse, because some not great stuff has happened on Kick. But YouTube, IG, they're not a fan of that. X, I think, is also... I don't think cursing is the problem on X. There's pretty horrible stuff on X as well. But I'm going to try to not curse again. Every once in a while I make a video where I just can't help myself, but I'm going to try not to curse. So please also don't curse, and also don't use other language that we identify as sensitive. Gotta play by everybody's rules, right? Here's the truth. With streaming, for me, with prop firms, for me, everybody, here's the truth. We're playing on their court with their ball. And at any point, they could say, here's the rules. You broke them. We're taking our ball and going home. You're done. Same thing with prop firms. I talked a lot about that, about prop firms, people getting mad, right? With prop firms, do not forget that. We're playing, I'm transitioning here, but we're playing with their ball on their court, with their rules. They write the rules. If you don't like the rules, go somewhere else. Remember, they change the rules sometimes. Sometimes in the middle of the game, which is really not cool. Hopefully not in the middle of the game. But they'll often change the rules before the start of a new game. You got to decide if you like those rules, you don't like those rules. If you don't like those rules, go somewhere else. Same thing with the markets to a degree. Margin requirements change, right? Laws and regulations, pattern day trading rules, an example of that right now. Things change quickly. Don't forget that. This is not our... This is not our turf. We're playing on the aways team, the away field, right? Always. So remember that. Use that as a way to protect yourself, a way that you think about risk. The risk that you put on different areas. London meetup, definitely down for that. Yeah, so Prop Firm Match is holding a event in London. As of right now, I am not 100% set on going or not going. I'm not, working with them just yet. I've had a lot of different conversations with them. But I might be going there. So you can look it up. It's the Prop Firm Match London Expo, something like that. It's in a couple months. I think the Bible only talk about Lord's name. Everything else is on the table for me. Sorry for the typos, though. Yeah. Not taking the Lord's name in vain, right? Like, for sure. I'm definitely, on board with that. And also, guys, just so you know, I'm not here preaching religion to anybody or any of that stuff. We don't talk politics. We don't talk religion, only as it relates to trading. I'm non-discretionary. I'm discretionary. I'm non-discriminatory. You guys are all welcome, man. Whatever religion or sexual orientation or gender or whatever, man. You know why? The markets are non-discriminatory. They don't care, for better or for worse. They don't care who your God is. They don't care what color your skin is. They don't care what you call yourself. They don't care, what you like to do behind closed doors. The markets are 110% non-discriminatory, right? Regulations and rules and how we interact with them based on the countries we're from and monetary requirements, sure, there are barriers for entry. But as far as the opportunity to make or lose money in the market, it'll gladly take it or give it to you regardless of any of those factors. So that's the way that I think about it. I like that about the markets. But yeah, no taking the Lord's name in vain. I'm going to have to send this stream to my mom. You go, Mom, you were on my stream. I love my family to death. I love my family to death. They are the best. I'm so blessed and thankful, and I really am grateful that I have such a wonderful supporting family. Not without trials and tribulations like all families, but I am grateful to have a loving, supporting family. The one piece that my mom always comes at me with is to not curse. I say, hey mom, I'm gonna leave my career. I'm thinking about leaving my career, everything I went to school for, and that I've been working at for 7 years and getting paid and bought a house, and I'm gonna trade. I think I'm gonna do that. She said, that's a great job. You're gonna do great. Just let me know when you're the number one in that field. And I love that. I love that sense of support and belief. It's wonderful to have. So I'm very grateful for that. Shout out to my mama. But she does watch my stuff, and she goes, it's so good, Zach. You're so well-spoken. It's great. The cursing. Stop cursing. God does not want to hear you curse. I won't follow and watch this if you curse. I said, Mom, I said, I didn't even curse that much. I didn't even say anything crazy. Anyway. Sorry, guys. I'm trailing. We're watching this market just kind of drift higher. That was back down to entry. As you can tell by the conversations we're having, we're going to run a giveaway in a little bit. If you guys smash the like button, you're up into the 60s. I don't know. Maybe you want an account. Maybe you don't. ES chopping higher. NQ drifting around VWAP. This is well, what are we doing here, man? What is this? What is this, guys? Kind of a nothing day. Waiting for the next headline, right? Waiting so we can do this again. This market's ridiculous, man. Really ridiculous. It's crazy. Get positioned. I don't know. Get positioned in an area that makes sense and try to be on the right side of that next headline. Maybe we're going to go and grab that liquidity anyway. All right, we're going to go and fill whatever area you're looking to and from levels of interest. Just crazy market to be trading for sure. But yeah, guys, feel free to smash like, smash subscribe. If you're not in the 110% free trading Discord, hop in there. We're going to have to be in there if you want to be part of the giveaway for a Top 1 Futures account, which we're going to run pretty soon. Go ahead and hop in there. If you want to check out the account that I'm trading right now, I'll throw the link in chat. It is a Lucid Flex account. I've been racking up payouts with these guys. Really solid program. Awesome offering. If you guys want to check it out, link and code is in chat. Code RDF is going to get you 40% off. Really solid stuff out of these guys. Really solid stuff. If you say, hey, that's cool, I want maybe a solid instant funded account, or maybe a super duper cheap eval, you can check out Top 1 Futures. Top 1 Futures is 50% off with code RDF, along with the other firms that are on screen. I'm going to throw that one in chat as well. $39 stupidly cheap evals with Top 1, as well as some of the best instant funded accounts industry-wide. You guys want to check out either of them, support yourself with the best deal, right? Because code RDF is always going to get you at least the best deal, if not better than the best deal, at anybody that I partner with. That's part of something that I always negotiate for. And support me, support the stream. Awesome, go for it. If you say, hey, Zach, you're partnered and affiliated and biased, I would say you are 100% correct, educated listener. If you say, hey, Zach, that's cool, but those aren't the best opportunity for me. I like Take Profit Trader. I'd say you could also use code RDF at Take Profit Trader. No, maybe you say, hey, you know what? I like this firm that you're not partnered and affiliated with, and I think that's the best opportunity for me. I'd say, guess what, my brother? Do not click my link. Do not use my code. Go for the best opportunity. I don't need you to do any of that stuff, man. Free means free, right? I get paid from that. It is great. A wonderful, mutually beneficial relationship. But trading, just like everything else in life, there's no one, almost everything else in life, there's no one single best. There's no one right or wrong way, right? So you got to find what works best for you. I show you the tools that I use. I show you the firms that I trade with, the news sites that I use, the order flow platforms, right? Everything in between. I try to get good discounts for all you guys on that stuff. And I get paid to make content about a lot of that stuff. If that's helpful to you and you want to use a code, awesome. If not, please do not. I think it's really important to have those discussions. And remember, I am partnered and biased because I'm affiliated. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. And I like to be really transparent about that. Pakistani diplomat tells the Saudi Arabia channel that there is a freeze in a negotiation track between the U.S. and Iran. Both sides need to make concessions in order to continue. That was about 13 minutes ago. Market just grinding higher. Slowly grinding higher. Let's see. We'll chill for a bit. We'll see if we can't catch a W. See if we can't catch a stop loss. We'll get somebody funded. If you guys want the giveaway to run, man, you are at almost 70 likes. Smash the like button. If everybody hit it right now, I'm very confident that... Oh, look. You guys are hitting it. Now it's going up. I'm very confident right now that we could run the giveaway. Based on the amount of people that have been on and off the stream and the concurrent viewers that we have. Somebody asked me about the giveaway too many times. So when that happens, I'm just going to start setting likes giveaways. Usually I just run them sometimes, but... We'll do like counts. Sorry for the typos. Thank God for your mom. She raised a good kid. I thank God for my mom every day. I really do. And everybody else in my family. And my wife. And my brothers and sisters and godchildren. And non-god children. All money is green in the market. Will gladly take everybody's money. Yep! I tried all the categories. And all different colors, ethnicities, religion. Damn it, you cursed, maritime trader. Damn it! It was a funny comment. The market truly doesn't care. I'm going to take that off because like we just talked about, I'm going to try to have everybody else not curse in the chat. Because I don't think that YouTube likes that. The instant funded the whole conversation and somebody says the F word in chat. Oh my god, dude, you guys are funny. Make me laugh. Instant accounts are goated, yeah. What kind of work did you do before? I did a lot of different work before. I went to business school. I got my college degree. I put myself through college, which I am proud of. Excuse me. I got out and I worked outside sales for an industrial supply company for about 3 years. I did well with them. And then I came down to the area that I'm located in now without doxing myself too much. And I worked for a racing fuel distributor. I did sales, account management, just overall management. I was mostly running distribution for all of the Southeast and the Caribbean, Latin America, and South America. Traveling to a lot of different countries internationally with Cool. Negotiating deals with racetracks, race series, gas stations. That was really a fun thing to do because I've been born and raised racing motocross my whole life before that. So my goal was to try to take my degree in business, marketing, and management with a minor in psychology, my experience in outside sales, and do something that I really enjoyed doing, which I was able to do. It was amazing. I ended up as the guy at the biggest race events in the area, which was really cool. Did that for quite a while. Did that for 7 or 8 years before I left to stare at charts all day and click buttons. That's the truth. That's the truth. Hopefully that's the background answer you were looking for. But yeah, man, I've had a cool career experience so far. Very grateful for the way that everything's turned out so far. Very grateful. I try to work diligently and tirelessly at everything that I do to make it work. It's not without struggle. Definitely not without setbacks, not without things not going well. But if you work hard day in and day out, eventually you either die or you get there. Right? If you give yourself that ultimatum, I'll effing die out here before I don't finish this race. You'll either finish the race or you'll die. And you usually don't die. You usually, you get to your end goal. That's the mindset. That's how you build the discipline, boys and girls. Watching this market just wants to see if we want to come outside of this high volume node. We pop this, maybe last ditch in here into the 700s, but no rejection, slow grind higher. This is going to be interesting to see if my tighter stop loss would help me or hurt me today. That I'm not running, right? Just kind of talked about that earlier, so I want to show you like how you can test that stuff for yourself. Still looking for the rejection? Maybe. Slow moving, choppy market, man. A lot stronger on YM than NQ, I should say. ES looking pretty damn strong as well. Top end of the zone, right? I'd say NQ's been the leader. ES has been behind. YM is playing catch up now today, unfortunately, for me and my trade. Yeah, I'm going to watch this zoomed out. I'm going to watch this super zoomed out on the 15-minute. Gives me a good frame of reference of what I'm trading for. Hit the like button, guys and girls. You know it. 73 likes. We'll run it up. Duck race is always legendary. Yay, what's up? After how many months of being a profitable trader? After being profitable, you start doing full-time trader. I work in IT and get beat up by the markets in my spare time. Nice. Neo, it's a good question. It's not as straightforward as that, and I don't have as clear of an answer as I'd like to, for two reasons. One, how the hell do you define when you're profitable, right? When you first start making money, when you go from losing money to making money, when you've made more money than you've lost overall. Most of the time, I talk about this in a podcast I got coming up with Lawrence the Investor, which I'm excited about. Got a cool podcast dropping this weekend. It's difficult to define that. Really difficult to define that. But I had been trading for, let's see, how many years before I decided to leave? 3.5, 4 years I had been in the markets. And before I had left, and I left early. I left really early. I didn't have windfall wins. I had just started to gain onto some consistency, and I wanted to give it a real serious go. Before I left, I put myself in a position where I did not need to make money from the markets at all, which I would encourage everybody to do. And I'll finish with another piece on full-time trading. But I put myself in a situation where I had a significant bankroll, not only for trading, but to pay myself for a long period of time. A long period of time. And that put me in a really good position where, you know, if you do that, you're trading from a risk-free place, risk-free mindset, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that question is, to be completely honest with you. I had started to grab onto some consistency. I was nowhere near where I am now. I thought I was way farther ahead than I was back then. And the journey was certainly not what I expected. But here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you. Since we're talking about leaving a career, this podcast is dropping on it's probably Sunday this weekend. I got to post some stuff on it after. Hold on one second. I'm gonna leave this up on the side. I'm going to post some stuff on IG. I'll post some stuff in Discord. But this podcast is conversation on psychology and risk management with Lawrence the Investor, who's an absolute gem as far as psychology and risk management and a lot of other stuff that he does. Dropping this weekend. But here's my thoughts, on the question. Full-time trading is like full-time trading as in trading, day trading being your primary source of income, prop firms, live accounts, even just solely investing. Not at all what it's cracked up to be. Not at all. And almost nobody, including myself, I do not consider myself a full-time trader. I used to try to idolize full-time trading and talk about only making money from full-time. It's just not what it's cracked up to be. Even as you get very consistent, even as you make a whole bunch of money, the income flow from trading is incredibly inconsistent. I don't care how good of a trader you are or where you are in your journey. It's incredibly inconsistent. And I hear the same thing from the best traders in our space. Trying to make trading your sole source of income, I'm saying it could be your primary source of income, that's fine, or a meaningful source of income, but trying to make that your sole source of income and completely exclude yourself from everything else just doesn't make sense to me. And, I don't have regrets, but I definitely have a very different mindset on that nowadays. Not only is it way difficult to do, it puts you in a way worse position from a psychology and mindset perspective where you are relying on this income. You also limit yourself from being able to scale, right? In any venture, you need outside capital, right? People often say, well, if you're so great at trading, why do you do anything else? Why don't you just trade? You still need money to make money. And even if you start with a pretty big bankroll like I did, the bankroll is never big enough. The larger the bankroll, the easier it is to make more money with less risk. You're always going to want to fund your trading with outside sources. That's why you see massive funds, right? Guys on Wall Street raising investor capital, right? If they had such a good idea, why don't they just keep it to themselves, right? Those are the reasons. So if you could put yourself in a position where you're continuing to make money outside trading, no matter how good you get at trading, no matter how profitable you are, how consistent you are, you're leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else, which is what you see almost every consistently profitable trader do. So, don't idolize full-time trading. I wouldn't shoot for full-time trading. If you're here, you're probably interested in making a meaningful income, right? Gaining some consistency. And I think all of that is really important. But you put yourself in a much, much, much better position if you hold on to a W-2, if you have a side gig, if you have something that's going to fund your trading. Along with all of that, trading doesn't take that long. Maybe I'm a minority here. You need to dedicate your entire life to trading coming up. That's my true belief. You really need to be enthusiastic about the markets. But once you start to grab onto some consistency, you're going to fall into one of two categories. You're going to either be a scalper, right? Where you have a limited amount of time on the charts to begin with because you can't scalp all day, every day. You just physically can't. Or you're going to be a swing trader. Either one of those does not take your entire day. It's just not going to take all day, right? So very quickly after, leaving my W-2, I realized that. I went, and it's not like I wasn't doing other things. I was also doing other things, so I don't want to be completely, disingenuous, but I was always continuing to find outside sources of income. That's just my nature. But really quickly, you realize, once you grin and bear it for, the first couple years and you get into, really trading, you can't trade all day, even if you're scalping. Maybe you can, but, for the most part, it's just not that time consuming. You have a lot of other time, make more money, maybe spend time with your family, right? Trading gives you a lot of freedom. You can still do other things and then have all of that freedom also. So hopefully that, that's helpful. As we watch this market go and get halfway to my stop, 50%. I got a couple levels marked up there to be curious if I ran a tighter stop, what this would have looked like. I got a feeling that today might be one of those days that displays this stat that I was talking about. No rejection, trading towards the 700s here on YM, still pushing highs. No crazy updates from the news cycle just yet. Coming into 11 a.m. time frame, let's see if we are just going to grind higher today. Kind of what it feels like so far. Kind of what it feels like so far. Oh, man. Never. What was, when will the form drop? Never. Yeah, 100 likes. You guys are almost there. 5 more likes. That's what you guys got. Yes, but I know some traders who milk prop firms and put in live accounts. Okay. I do that as well, but that doesn't change anything that I said, trade live accounts, trade prop accounts. Everything that I said stands with prop accounts and live accounts. You can trade prop accounts, and then you could trade live accounts. You could trade everything, which is exactly what I do. In case you wanted to know, I trade sim accounts. I trade prop firm live accounts. I trade personal cash accounts from a more aggressive, lower time horizon day trading perspective. I trade options in personal accounts, And I have investment accounts that are long-term positions. I also interact with the markets and other unique financial instruments in many other ways. An example would be like T-bills, right? So all of that included, I still think you have time and will be better suited having money being made outside of the markets. You know, maybe you get to a certain point, maybe, you know, down the road that, you know, I don't see a lot of guys at where you have, you know, it's just not necessary at all. But, you know, I used to think the same thing. I used to go, why are you guys like streaming? Why would you coach? You've made like, you know, other people, right? I'm not talking about myself, but you like these dudes out of real prop firms that have made hundreds of millions of dollars, like insane amounts. And they're like writing books and coaching and doing these things. And first off, it's fulfilling, right? It's very fulfilling to have to, you know, do something outside of just click buy and sell. But, you know, they're doing it for money. They're working. And I used to ask those questions. And I think it's a lot of what we just talked about, you know, the reasons why. And I understand why, you know, for a lot deeper level now. And I think most people will if they stay in the game long enough. Yeah, man, always cool to hear traders' journeys. For sure. For sure. For sure. Let's see, guys. Also, make sure you hit the live button. Make sure you hit the live button if you're watching this like 5 minutes delayed. A lot of people end up watching the stream super delayed for some reason. Make sure you're watching this live. YouTube seems to buffer. And we're almost at 100 likes. Where are we at? There you go, 100 likes. Look at that, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You guys did it, yay. Took you long enough. Took you long enough. Mike, I saw some comments. Can barely keep my live account this week. Can barely keep my funded account alive this week. Take it slow, man. Take it slow. All right, guys. We have a giveaway rolling in Discord. All right, guys. Giveaway is live in Discord. Boom. Give you guys 10 minutes. Give you guys 10 minutes to get this one filled out. Only fill it out one time. Follow all the rules. Don't do anything crazy. But giveaway form is live in the Discord. Let's go ahead and get somebody funded. Chatty McChat chat. If you guys want to check out the accounts that we're about to be giving away, Top 1 Futures is the one. Oh, man. Remember, guys, you have to be in the 100% free trading Discord and verified. You gotta verify your email so you can see the thing. 1, 2, 3. No purchase necessary. I think I make you follow on IG on this one as well. I get you everywhere, man. But it's free. Free 99. Go ahead, guys. Get this one filled out. And we'll see if this market is going to take a nice dump for me. Be right back, guys. Get the form filled out. Somebody let me know if we rip right back down to VWAP. And I'll be back. 11:12. It's 11:04 a.m. At 11:12 a.m., the form will be done. All right. Chatty McChat chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get the form filled out. Yo. Close my long going in. Cool. What group is what in? What group is the form in? Smart Boy Bassin. Smart Boy Bassian. Your name is Smart Boy. In the Discord, I'm not gonna be a jerk. It's in the giveaways channel in the Discord. I'm not even gonna do it. I don't know. Maybe the form for the giveaway would be in the giveaway channel. I don't know. I know there's a lot of channels in there now. Hey, you know what? Listen, here. Let's. I'm joking around with you, bro. I'm joking around with you. Let me know something though. It's a good question. Smart Boy, Bassin. Actually, everybody answer this in the chat. Please, do me a favor. I updated Discord. I made a lot more channels because a lot of people asked me for more channels to clarify different things, to have prop firm, information and partner information. Is there too many channels now? I'm a fan, and I constantly got complaints about it. I was a fan of a Discord that had like 3 channels, like one main chat, one like separate questions, and then one like updates. But I updated it, and I did what everybody does. There's 100 channels, right? And then like maybe a couple of them people actually talk in. Are there too many channels? Like, do you guys want like one channel? Or is it nice and organized now where you can find things? Like the giveaway form, I used to put in the main chat, and then everyone would go, where's the giveaway form? Because people would say, done, 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 done. And then the giveaway form would be gone, and people would ask me where it is. Now there's a giveaway channel where I tag everybody and put the giveaway form, and it's only there, and it's in the giveaway channel, but we don't know where the giveaway form is. I don't know how I can fix this one, but I'm curious. I don't mind to take feedback. I constantly am updating things, right? The way that I view stuff is not the way that everybody else does, but you let me know, because I'm interested. Well organized now. There's a lot of channels, not gonna lie. Okay, easy to understand, so no problem. Do you think there's a way to make VWAP just a horizontal line as opposed to a wave? No, and I'll tell you why. As an OG, I was surprised to see so many channels. Now, can't even see other chats. Bags. Andrew Bags, are you verified? Did you verify your email? You can condense all of your promotional channels into one. Okay. That's a good feedback. Put icons beside the channels. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I have to re-verify to see other groups. Yes, you have to verify your emails, guys. Everybody has to verify emails. Very organized, like the giveaways or trade ideas. Yeah. Okay. All right. So maybe add an emoji in front of the channels. Okay. That's a good feedback. It seems like you guys like emojis. We can put emojis in front of the channels. Again, I like to take feedback. I'm always going to do what I think is the best thing, regardless of what everybody says, to be fair. Not to like tell you your feedback isn't going to go anywhere. It is. Interesting. I used to join Discords. I'm giving you guys another couple minutes here. Just so you guys know, giveaway form is in chat. We are giving away, I'll say it one more time before we get 3 minutes to go. We're giving away a 50K eval account from Top 1. I don't know. Maybe we run a couple duck races today. I don't know. You guys got about 3 or 4 minutes. Go ahead, get the form filled out. Form is in the chat. Talk about Discord. Yeah, I used to join Discords. Here's because I've been in Discords for years, right? I used to join Discords, and they're all the same thing. It's like, it's this professionally designed Discord with this 47 effing channels, and then everybody talks in like 2. Nobody knows the information in any of the other ones. Nobody pays attention to the other ones, right? And it's like all over the place. So it's like, what's the point of having all of them if you're only going to use a couple of them? I do understand, like, you got to have something for updates, right? So I continue to add, and maybe now I have too many. So I'll probably, this is good feedback, I'll probably condense it a little bit. Maybe I don't need updates and live, streaming updates. We could put that in one, stuff like that. Maybe the, I thought the partners channel was, the partners group was helpful. So you guys could look at all of the best deals from all of the partners and firms that I'm affiliated with. You could understand exactly where the link is and what's going on. But maybe I'll condense that a little bit. I don't post in all of those all the time. They're read-only anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. I did clip most of the scammers and spammers with the email verification bot. These guys are scrambling. They're in shambles. Oh, let's see, chat. We got a couple minutes left. A couple minutes left for the giveaway. Like giveaways or trade. Very organized. We're talking about this. Emojis. Start as new role. Bags, you've been in here for forever, man. What's your name in Discord? Somebody said, also, who said they don't have IG? Because I'll put you in the giveaway for sure, even if you don't have IG. For the one person that said that. Bags, what was your name in Discord, though? Because I want to make sure you have it while we're just hanging out here. No, you have everything. You're verified. Team RDF, I put on there now. Level 1, level 3. You're good. Oh, here, I'll put, I see what happened. You couldn't see OG. I'll put OG on there for you. I hope we get funded. You know it. Only one account? I don't know. Maybe we'll do no accounts if one account isn't good. I've used your codes on Lucid Top 1. Cool. Tradeify next? Maybe. I used to work with Tradeify. Maybe. Yeah. Top 1 has activation fees. For some accounts. Zach, want to keep you updated. I've submitted to you checking different indices, told me to pick one, stick to it. At best use my... I have done that, and I'll say my trading has been so much calmer, and I am more... I got you, Andrew Baggs. Tom Ward. Much calmer and aware. I now took a win today on 2 accounts. Took a loss yesterday. Made it back in 1 day. Let's go. I don't join IG, but can I join? Yes. I got you, Too Sharp. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. So I'm going to answer this question. I said yes, Too Sharp. I'm going to answer this question, and then we're going to run the giveaway. Bag said, so get the giveaway form filled out, guys. I'm being nice. We're running longer than we should. Excuse me. Tom Wardy, talked about juggling different indices, and my 2 cents was for day trading, right? For intraday trading. Picking one US indice or gold or oil or whatever you want to trade, Nvidia, right? A metal, silver. Picking one and following that day in and day out, waiting patiently when there's no opportunity and not doing anything, and then putting risk on as you start to, see a really good opportunity. I think that will make you a better trader at that one instrument, which is important to do off the rip, right? I don't find many intraday traders, right? Like day traders, low time frames that are trading more than 1 or 2, maybe 3 different instruments at a time. They just are, I just do not, I don't find them, and myself included. If you're trading higher time frames, right? If you're running a very different strategy with a bigger time horizon, Or maybe you're trading, you know, leading stocks and you filter first and you trade options on, you know, short expiration. Like that could be different. But for the most part, for futures, I don't see many guys trading many different instruments. I see them focus on one. You develop a more intimate relationship with it. You understand the characteristics of the movements, the way that it reacts to whatever tools that you're using. And this holds true across history and at risk desks, right? The guy that, you know, the gold traders, right, at funds, they work on gold, right? The guys that are, you know, on bonds are on bonds. They're not also trading, you know, JPY and, you know, and gold and silver and lean hogs and crude oil, right? They're specialists. So become a specialist. Find what that thing is for you and then grow. Of course, the double-edged sword to that is you pigeonhole yourself because there's less opportunities on one than there is on many. But it's that Bruce Lee idea, right? I fear the man who masters one kick, right? Not 1,000 kicks. So, and until you have consistency with one, why do you think you would have consistency with 10 different things, right? So I'm happy to hear that, man. Happy to hear that. Awesome. Let's go, guys. Giveaway time. Form is complete. Ducks are getting loaded up. Let's run it. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Tushar, you filled the form out 2 times, though, bro. Why did you do that? Tushar. Why did you fill the form out 2 times? My friend. Answer the question, Tushar. I'm not reading the chat right now, though. I'm filling the, I'm trying to get this form filled out and make sure nobody else did that. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. All right, guys, we got ducks in a row. No, Tushar. All right, I'm gonna give Tushar. I don't mean to put you on a spot, bro, but I have to do it. I have to do it here. We have to be fair. You asked me if you could join the giveaway. I'm not gonna make everybody else wait. So this could take 60 seconds. You could answer and decide if you want into this giveaway or not. You asked me if you could join. You tagged me because you don't have an Instagram account, and then you filled the form out twice, back to back, with 2 different names and 2 different email addresses. Okay? I'll give you 1 shot now, and I shouldn't have, to own up to doing that. Apologize, please. I don't really care so much about the apology. And recommend that everybody else doesn't do that. I'm surprised because you've been here and in the Discord and on the live streams, and you've been here for a minute. So I don't know what happened today. I'm assuming you're having a bad day. You lost some accounts and you're trying to get one over. But I'll give you a chance to be honest about that one. Sorry, brother. Okay. Yeah. It's not because you were in a hurry. It's because you did that intentionally. Okay. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. We can be cool here, right? We don't have to do that. When you're doing that, you're taking away from everybody else. And then when you win, if you win when you do that, just so you know, like just as a fact, you not only don't win the account, you get banned from the prop firm. Literally banned from the prop firm. I don't know why you guys would do that to yourself. And then once you start getting banned and blacklisted, I know prop firms are not supposed to share data. Plot twist, they do. They do on payment processors. They do on blacklists. They share data. So all of a sudden, you're banned from like all of the big prop firms. Don't do that to yourself because you're trying to scam a giveaway. So, yeah. Let's go, guys. 3 minutes on the clock. Good luck, everybody. I don't mean to make an example out of you either, bro, or feel bad, but I can see this stuff, guys. I have eyes. I have eyes. And if somehow you get through and you win it, you're really in trouble. Now you're really hurting yourself. You're not only banned, you know, from maybe one firm, but look at the bottom of the screen. I'm partnered and affiliated with a lot of them. You know, it's not gonna be good for you. Don't do that. Don't do that here. Don't do that on anybody else's firms. Listen, guys, I know, and I've done dumb stuff too, right? I will 100% be honest. I've so many times in my life tried to take the shortcut, get over on everybody, you know, whatever the deal is. Prop firms are hyper aware to this stuff now. They know that your mom and your sister and your brother and your grandma aren't trading. They know that other people with the same names or different names are not trading from your location. You're asking to be permanently banned and ruin the opportunity for yourself by trying to do this type of stuff. You know, group trading, copy trading with everybody else, using an algo that other people use will get you banned. So I see a lot of different things with algorithms that could be cool. You can't use the same algorithms that other people are using. You will get banned. You know, like all of these things, you know, trying to spam giveaway forms, all this type of stuff, man. You know, it's just, again, I've been there, I've done it all. You know, try not to do it, man. You're gonna think, I wish I wasn't doing that when I get the ban hammer. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 60 seconds to go. Let's see who's got it. Again, this is for a Top 1 Futures 50K account. Shout out Top 1 for supporting me, supporting the stream, supporting you guys. If you want to check them out, link is in the chat. Let's go ahead and see who's going to take the W on this one. Remember, don't go anywhere, guys. You have to have followed all the rules. Oftentimes, people don't follow the rules. I have to go back and run the race again. Maybe we run more than one today. I don't know. What do I know, bro? Positive here, calling it without hitting a $250 day. Nice, Sloth. Very nice. Come on, Duck. My stop loss just hit. Tushar. There we go, man. There we go. I apologize for today. I lost 4 funded accounts today, bro. Thank you for being honest. I knew you were having a bad day, man. That's why I put you in the race. Because I knew you were going to be a man and own up to making that mistake. Thank you, bro. Look at this, guys. Look at this stream. We're coming full circle here. Now I hope you win. Time Pass Core. We got an OG in here. This kid's been on the stream for forever, and I think he's a young man. Time Pass Core taking the W. Let's go. Let's go. There he is. He's in chat. I know he follows. I don't even have to check. Don't go anywhere, guys. You know what we're going to do. You know what we're going to do here, guys. First off, W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Time Pass Core. W's in the chat for this trade that's going to come all the way back down and rip face to the downside and give me $2,000. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Now, guys, again, I don't have an ego. I don't like to tell people they're wrong. I think you could see it on my face. Like, I genuinely don't like when people do stuff and then I have to be the bad guy. Like, I hate it, bro. I really do. But at a certain point, I gotta drop the ban hammer, right? And say, hey, guys, stop spamming the effing form and getting over on everybody else. It's not cool, right? And we had that happen. We came full circle. The person owned up to making a mistake. They had a tough day. They really wanted this account. You know what? It's okay, man. We forgive and forget, all right? You know, we give people second chances. It's okay. Not third chances, but second chances. All right. Let's go. Time Pass Core is winner number 1. We're running it again. Round 2. Round dos. Smart Boy found the form. He's out front. Smart Boy Bastian found the form. He's out front with this one. There you go. But let's see. Let's see who's getting stopped out. Let's see who's taking the W on this one, man. Let's see. Time pass score, Zach. You knew I blew 2 accounts last week. Listen, bro. There's a saying in sports: the ball don't lie, right? The Ducks don't lie, bro. They go to who needs them. The Ducks, they know who needs that account. They know who's been a good trader, who's been trying to follow their rules so hard, who's working in the right direction, and they bring it to fruition. It's crazy. That kid that said he had no money, I'll never forget that day. It was crazy. There was everybody's over 18. Let's say kid, by the way. If you're not over 18, get out of here. You're not supposed to be here. And I have all disclaimers and stuff to say you're not supposed to be here. But that kid said, I have no money to trade. I'm saving up money to buy an account, this and that. And I said, bro, don't trade. You shouldn't be trading. You know, it was this long thing. He said, okay, you know, I'll probably wait. And then he won. It was epic, dude, out of everybody, like right off the bat. So the Ducks don't lie, bro. Everything for a reason. Maybe you believe in religion. Maybe you leave somebody up above looking out for you, kind of, the way they're supposed to go. Maybe you don't. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's hard to dispute the things that we see here with these stupid Ducks. I don't know. Let's see, 60 seconds to go. Trade can't figure out what it wants to do. Very back and forth, grinding higher, chopping now at this next area of high volume. I don't love that. I'm going to be sitting in that one, guys. I'm going to diamond hands it. I'm going to get the Bruce Lee meme up here before I leave and diamond hands it. Let's see. 30 seconds to go. As always, guys, appreciate you hopping on. Thanks for being here. I know a lot of you guys dip out. We're live here, 9:15 every damn day. YouTube, Kick, and X. Hop in the free Discord. Obviously, we have 100 people on stream now that we're running Ducks. If for some reason you are not in the Discord, you're not in this giveaway, I don't know what you're doing, man. They're free. Hop in the 100% free trading Discord. Link is right there in chat if you guys want to check it out. 6 seconds to go. Neo. Oh. Neo with the breakout duck and then getting stopped. Traveler 8138. I think I was talking to him earlier in chat. I don't know if I can scroll back that far. I thought I answered this person's question about something. Are you here, my friend? W's in the chat. Let's see if you followed the instructions. Let's see the form. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, follow the instructions. Let's go. Let's go. Love to see it. Love to see it. W's in the chat, man. Listen, guys, accounts will come directly from Top 1 Futures to the email that you provided in the form. Y'all are awesome. Let me mark this down with the Ducks on the screen. Hang on. All right, guys. Epic, as usual. Let's talk trades before I get ready to wrap it up. We ran the giveaway. You guys are epic. If you want to check out the prop firms that I trade with, look at the banner down below. Check out the links down below this video. We'll be here live tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, to finish out the week strong. Gonna sit in this one, guys. Nothing for me to do. Stop loss is where it needs to be. If we're just gonna drift higher today, we're gonna drift higher. If and when I step away, which I probably will, I'd probably throw a take profit in here somewhere, right? Just in case we get a nasty wick like this, we get a crazy movement, I'll probably throw a take profit somewhere in here, right? But I'm gonna let this bad boy run, see if we can't come back down through and catch a little bit of reversion. We certainly did not catch a reversion off of this area back down towards VWAP. We're holding to the upside. I will be continuing to review and forward test whether or not I need as wide a stops as I do to improve my trading, improve the P&L, continue to just make more and more money, rinse these prop firms, as the kids say. But outside of that, I'm going to sit in this one, hanging on to it. Appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for being here. Quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me throw this back on here. Dropping this weekend. Me and Lawrence, the investor man, got together for an awesome talk. I think you guys are going to like this. Subscribe to YouTube so you get this one. Hop in the Discord. I'll post it up to you guys. This should be fun. It should be really fun. I hope you guys have... hope you guys get some value out of this conversation. It was really fun to make. We had planned to sit down and talk for a while, and it was cool. If you like psychology and risk management, this one's going to be good, man. This one's going to be good. Quick disclaimer, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you always do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is. Even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important for me to note that. For you to do your own research and make your own decisions. Guys, appreciate you. Have an awesome rest of the day. Talk to you soon.